Hello, it's 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition for tonight headlines. We have a workshop on women's access to decision making between the Ministry of Women and Family. Cities around the world turn off their light for the planet Earth hours. Welcome to our newsroom. You will follow the presidential election news after this news with Gasira Ali. And now, welcome to our newsroom. The messages of condolence from President Gele to his Egyptian counterpart. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Gele, sent yesterday Saturday a message of condolence to his Egyptian counterpart Abdel Fattah al-Sisi following the railway accident that caused last Friday in this country the deaths of about 20 people and an even larger number of injured. It is with shock and dismay that I learned of the deadly accident that plunged your countries into the mourning. President Gele wrote in the telegrams of condolence sent to his Egyptian counterpart. The people and government of Djibouti join me in expressing their solidarity with the sister nation of Egypt in the difficult ordeals of this tragedy. He noted, please convey to the brotherly people of Egypt and the families of the victims the expressions of my sympathy and continues expressing the wish for a speedy recovery to the many injured in this accident. The collision of two trains carrying passengers that took place last Friday in the middle of the day in Tata, a city located in the south of Egypt, caused the death of 19 people and injured 185 according to international media quoting the Egyptian government. And for the national news, the Ministry of Women and Family and the National Union of Djiboutian Women, UNFD, with the support of UNFPA, are organizing strategic reflection workshop on women's access to decision-making spheres. This workshop will be animated and directed by an expert, Dr. Obsiye Ali Jama, and chaired by the Secretary General of the Ministry of Women and Family, Ms. Anissa Hassan Bahdoun. The workshop will be attended by the Deputy Secretary General of the UNFT, Ms. Ruqiyya Yusuf Ali, the representative of the ministries involved, such as the Ministry of Health, Justice, Interior, Defense, Decentralization, Communication. The main objective of this workshop is to contribute to strengthening the high-level institutional commitment to promote the inclusive participation of women in decision-making spheres. The Ministry of Women and Family, in partnership with UNFPA, is organizing a training on the protocol of medical and psychological care of female genital mutilations for health professionals in Bandar Jadid. This training was chaired by the technical advisor of the Ministry of Women and Family, Mr. Humagaba Umar Abdul Qadir. The training brought together several midwives from different health centers in the capital as well as from the interior regions. After the schools in the interior region, the meeting between Djiboutian writers and authors continued this morning in the school of the capital. On this occasion, Djibouti authors went to meet the country's secondary school students, starting with the Lycée Ahmed Farah Ali, then the Lycée of the Djibouti, and that of Gabod, before finishing at Industrial and Commercial High School. At each stage, the prestigious writers such as Dr. Shehem Wata and Dr. Hibo Mumin, as well as Musa, shared their enthusiasm at length to amaze the high school students on the test of reading. This meeting is part of the week of the first editions of the Reading Festival, sponsored by the First Lady and the President of the UNFD, which seeks to cultivate a taste for readings and strengthening learning through the implementation of rich and diverse activities that arouse the interest of students and encourage them to read. The gendarmes of the Brigade Humbuli, reinforced by their colleagues from the Drug and Narcotics Unit of Criminal Identification Brigade, got their hands on an international cocaine trafficking operation. The chemical tests carried out on the spot of all reacted positively to the presence of cocaine molecules. The active principles of this drug in the end a total quantity of 2.6 kilograms of cocaine with a market values of 30 million Swiss franc, as well as a sum of money consisting of 320 US dollars from 23,000 Djiboutian franc. Nigerian naira were seized by the investigators during this operation. The investigations carried out have made it possible to identify other branches of these networks in Nigeria and Thailand. The main suspect recognizes the fact for which he has been accused of importing narcotic products. At the end of the investigations, he will be brought to justice to answer for these actions. Once again, the National Gendarmerie has proven itself in the fight against drug trafficking and is committed to continue with this momentum in order to put an end to this scourge that is corrupting the lives of our youth. As part of the fruitful cooperation between the Republic of Djibouti and the Republic of Turkey, the National Police has received today donations of equipment for the technical and scientific laboratories of the National Police, consisting of masks and other equipment needed. The ceremony took place in the presence of the Director General of the National Police, Colonel Abdullahi Abdi Farah, the Director of the Public Security, Colonel Omar Hassan Matan, as well as the Director of the Police Academy, Idris Farah Abane, Colonel Ilmi Daher Miguel, and other officers. On the Turkish side, the event was attended by the Turkish ambassador accredited to Djibouti, Salim Levente Shainkaya, and the defense attaché of the embassy. This initiative comes from the Turkish side to strengthen the capacity and efficiency of the technical and scientific laboratories of the National Police and to protect its personnel from the danger posed by the coronavirus or COVID-19. We regret to announce the death of Issam Abdul Wahid Said Al Qarshi last Thursday at around midnight in Djibouti. The deceased was born in 1956 and worked as a tailor in a shop opposite the Oriental stores. After the death of his father, the deceased was well respected for his great wisdom, his sense of sharing and hospitality toward his community. He is the brother of our colleague Arwa Abdul Wahid. In these painful circumstances, the management and all the staff of RTD present their sincere condolence to the families of the deceased. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. For the international scene, Earth Hour series around the world turn off their lights for the planet. The series around the world turns off their lights for 1 hour on Saturday for Earth Hour, a campaign to combat climate change and save nature. To kick off the event, skyscrapers in Asian series from Singapore to Hong Kong switches off at 8:30 p.m. local times, as did monuments such as Sydney Opera House, the Colosseums in Rome, Red Squares in Moscow, the Brandenburg Gate in Berlin, the Palace of Westminster, the illuminated signs of Piccadilly Circus in London, the 3 floors of the Eiffel Towers in Paris were successively plunged into the darkness. Antoni Gaudi's famous Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, in northeastern Spain, and the Imperial Schönbrunn Palace in Vienna were also among the many sites, monuments, and buildings that switched off their lights between 8:30 and 9:30 p.m. local time. Depending on the time zone, this annual mobilization is L'Heure de la Planète in French, organized by the WWF, is designed to call for actions on climate change and the environment. This year, the organizers wanted to highlight the link between the destructions of nature and the increasing of incidents of diseases such as COVID-19. In Singapore, people watched the skyscrapers fade away on the waterfront in nearby parks, gardens by the bay. Futuristic looking sculptures saw their lights go out too. Earth's hours is more than just saving energy, it is a way to remember our impact on the environment. Yan Tan, 18, told in the park. In Hong Kong, forests of towers were left in darkness, as was the historic Namendong Gate in Seoul. In Thailand, the popular Central World shopping centers in Bangkok counted down, and at 8:30 p.m. It is put outdoors. Windows went dark for an hour. So after Asia and Europe, it will be the turn of Empire State buildings in New York, the obelisks in Buenos Aires, and the museums of tomorrow in Rio de Janeiro to be very temporarily deprived of light. This is it for the news. Thanks for watching us, and now let's follow the presidential election news with Gasira Ali Umar.